보이지만 놀 땐 노는 여자 이때다 싶으면 묶었던 머리 푸는 여자 가렸지만 웬만한 노출보다 야한 여자 그런 감각적인 여자 나는 선어해 점잖아 보이지만 놀 땐 노는 선어해 내가 되면 완전 미쳐버리는 선어해 근육보다 사상이 울퉁불퉁한 선어해 그런 선어해 아름다워 사랑스러워 그래 너 그래 바로 너 아름다워 사랑스러워 그래 너 그래 바로 너 지금부터 갈 때까지 가볼까 오빤 강남스타일 강남스타일 오빤 강남스타일 강남스타일 오빤 강남스타일 에이 섹시 레이디 오빤 강남스타일 에이 섹시 레이디 뛰는 놈그 위에 나는 놈 베이베 베이베 나는 뭘 좀 아는 놈 뛰는 놈 그 위에 나는 놈 베이베 베이베 나는 뭘 좀 아는 놈 You know what I'm saying 오빤 강남스타일 섹시 레이디 오빤 강남스타일 섹시 레이디 오빤 강남스타일
Wake up in the morning feeling like P. Diddy.
Hey, what up,
Grab
girl?
my glasses, I'm out the door. I'm gonna hit this city.
Let's go.
Before I leave, brush my teeth with a bottle of Jack. Cause when I leave for the night, I ain't coming back. I'm talking pedicure on our toes, toes. Trying on all our clothes, clothes. Boys blowing up our phones, phones. Drop top and playing our favorite CDs. Pulling up to the parties. Trying to get a little bit tipsy. Don't stop, make it pop. DJ, blow my speakers up tonight. I'ma fight till we see the sunlight. Tick tock on the clock, but the party don't stop. No. Don't stop, make it pop. DJ, blow my speakers up tonight. I'ma fight till we see the sunlight. Tick tock on the clock, but the party don't stop. No. Ain't got a care in the world, but got plenty of beer. Ain't got no money in my pocket, but I'm already here. And now the dudes are lining up, cause they hear we got swagger. But we kick 'em to the curb unless they look like Mick Jagger. I'm talking about everybody getting drunk. Boys try to touch my junk. Gonna smack 'em if you're getting too drunk. Nah, we go until they kick us out. The police shut us down. Police shut us down. Shut us down. Don't stop, make it pop. DJ, blow my speakers up
Radiance Band.
tonight. I'ma fight till we see the sunlight. Tick tock on the clock, but the party don't stop. No. Don't stop, make it pop. DJ, blow my speakers up tonight. I'ma fight till we
Dire
see the
Band.
sunlight. Tick tock on the clock, but the party don't stop. No. You build me up, you break me down. My heart is
10 seconds to go.
got me with my hands up. You
5
got
seconds.
me now. You got that sound, yeah, you got me. You
Reserve
build me
time.
up, you break me down. My heart is pounding.
Radiance
yeah, you
Band.
got me with my hands up. Put your hands up. Put your hands up. Now the party don't start till I walk in. Don't stop, make it pop. DJ,
10 seconds to go.
tonight. I'ma fight till we see the sunlight.
5 seconds.
Tick tock on the clock, but the party don't stop. No.
Reserve time.
And welcome back to the MDL, the Mars Dota League. This is the third game of the night, this matchup between Ehome and Cloud9. My name is Toffees, bringing you all the action here this evening. You can find me at Toffees_Dota2. And I'm joined by my co-caster, Ryu Uberus. How are you doing tonight, sir?
I'm good, man. Let's do this old-timer cast just like we like. There's no gyro. Let's do it.
I was not prepared for an old-timer cast, but I suppose if that's what you want, that's what we can do. That said, though, it should be a pretty good time here. No gyro. He's banned out, so it'll be our first game without having to deal with him, and it should be a pretty good one, guys. This is a best-of-one round-robin portion of the tournament. Cloud9 took a game off of Empire in the last one very convincingly, and they'd like to do it again. They're going to start off with an IO to kick this one off. What do you think? Is IO first pick's interesting, right?
Not interesting.
Not interesting?
Nah, it's classical.
10 seconds.
Classical. I see. Okay, so for the old man across the way, it's not that interesting. I do think that it puts some interesting thought process towards Ehome. They have to know what the IO is out there. They have to start worrying about what pairs off with it. But it also exposes you to a little bit of risk. The fact that you know the IO is going to be in play means you can start to pick you can grab yourself a pick-off hero or a hero who specializes in taking IO out of the equation, and that can really hurt the combo that Cloud9 may be wanting to put together. Keep in mind, guys, Cloud9's drafting is being done by Bone7 in this tournament. He's drafted every game so far, so a lot of folks are curious to see how these drafts go. Last time around, we were a little bit confused by it, but it really panned out. This time, hey, look, another Leshrac paired with an Earthshaker this time. So this time we have a Leshrac who has a partner who says basically you can't run away from the AoE. Bane picked up for Cloud9. Talk about these first couple of picks.
All right, well, I was thinking there might be a Queen of Pain in here, and I don't think you need to pair up the Wisp so early on. The Wisp pairs are Gyro, Bristleback, Tiny, and CK, and there's a little bit more too, but like even Seven. So I don't think you needed to pick it up. They really love their Bane pickup, and it's going to be interesting to see if it works out for them again. It worked out tremendously for them last game. It looks like they're probably doing... They can do dual lanes again, as they did last game, have the bounty... I mean, they could even pick a bounty again and do like one... no, it's too crazy. It's going too far forward. But with the Leshrac and the Earthshaker being picked up, this is a lot of like aggression that can be, stalled, halted, right? You have the stuns, double stuns, and lightning. So much potential burst damage here.
You got lost in your own head there for a minute. It was enjoyable.
Yeah, I was like, okay, this is next level.
You got 3 more games to go after this, right? You better rein that in.
I'm just gonna stop talking so much.
No, I like it when you talk so much. It saves my beautiful.
No, I need
vocal
you to
cords.
talk more. Actually, this is
Reserve time.
that's what you need to do.
So Tidehunter and Quap are going to get banned out. The Bristleback banned as well. Ehome not interested in seeing that IO-BB combo. This looks to me like there's going to be some more Glimmer Capes in this game.
Yep, Misery's for sure going to rush a Glimmer Cape again on Bane.
Absolutely. So strong. It really slows down a lot of the damage that Leshrac puts out. Last time around, though, Leshrac just power stomped through just about everything, so we'll see if he can do it again. This is on a different side, though. Last time Leshrac was in the hands of Cloud9. Now it's in the hands of Ehome, and there's a team that can take it to Cloud9 right now. These are the guys to do it. Roddick doing the drafting for Ehome, and so far it seems fairly traditional as they really think out that last ban. Are they trying to figure out what the plan is with IO? Are they trying to get rid of that IO? So clearly they are. Tiny is going to get banned out. They take away the 2 most obvious pairing options and go straight into their side of the draft. With Tiny and Bristleback off the board,
I think Darkseer or Brood. Most likely, I would think RTK wants to pick up Darkseer here. This is really want to get that offlaner unless they want to put Earthshaker in. I think they can just run duel and just have Earthshaker roaming. I don't think he needs to be in the offlane this game. It depends on how they want to play.
Now, and when we talk about the IO, with the pairings they've already banned out, what's left? What should we be looking for to get picked to go with that IO if the Bristle and the Tiny are already off the table?
Reserve time.
It depends. I probably see a 4th pick.
Shadow Shaman.
Shadow Shaman.
Interesting. So Shadow Shaman picked up. He's a good hero, but we don't see a lot of him in play lately.
Yeah. It's really hard to go aggressive against this. I mean, we've seen it though. Cloud9, if they're a team, they could do it. They did Wisp, Huddle plus Naga.
That is
They
true.
could potentially do Bane mid, and it's not that bad against a Leshrac. It does decently. Or you can even put Bane safe lane. I've seen Zai run an off lane and stuff. They've run an aggro, but I don't think they'll do that. Instead, they're going to do something else crazy. I would never guess Pugnas. Can never really predict that. This is pretty good against our lineup so far, though.
It should be pretty interesting, actually. Shadow Shaman is clearly Ehome's looking for some push, wants to get aggressive. Leshrac and Shadow Shaman are going to make that very, very possible. Pugna going to bring his own push to the table, and a very, very strong hero here is going to be a very interesting get. So, would you worry at all with the Decrepify, the idea of casting that on Leshrac, I suppose, but doesn't that put you in a good amount of danger when you do that as well?
Yeah, I don't know. Decrepify is probably not the biggest thing here. Because they have so much magical burst damage, it could maybe save you from the Serpent Wards, but I think the biggest thing is just going to be the Nether Ward, getting the magical... even Death Ward is great against that. But A is just looking to, kind of slow down the pushing power of Cloud9. Maybe having the Ice Blast come in over the top here. But Pugna's a great hero for Leshrac. It's an amazing hero until Lesh gets a BKB. Then if Lesh has a BKB at a reasonable timing, and then Cloud9 don't have a firm grip on this game, then it could be problematic.
Absolutely. Ancient Apparition, a great pickup. I'm actually a little surprised that he wasn't taken off the table with an IO and a Pugna and a Bane in play. That is a good Ancient Apparition ultimate from across the map. Could really, I think, affect Cloud9's lineup in a very negative way. I see a lot of healing and tankiness from that healing kind of being the way this is built, and Ancient Apparition seems like he can monkey wrench that entire system.
Honestly... Cloud9, they could pick Brood here, run it safe lane, and then ban Darkseer or something. I don't know. And they can go aggro and then just full out, go for the early game aggression and then try to win. Or they could maybe fall back on something like... I don't know if this is a PL game. I don't think this is a PL game. It could potentially be a Naga game, but nah. I don't know what they want to pick up right now. Something to couple with the Wisp, as you're saying, it should be picked here. Or they're off lane.
It could be a PL game. It went well last time around. The IO would alleviate the need to get those boots of travel aggressively fast, and you could go into a Manta right out of the gate. But, like you said, I don't know if that's necessarily the route they're going to go. They do have a lot of healing. They definitely need to get their hands on somebody tanky. And I think that it's going to be important. It's actually going to be really important for Cloud9 for me to pick up a stun. Naga Siren. You're right. So Naga is going to be their farmer, going to look to get that jungle up and running very, very quickly. Pugna and the rest of the group are going to try to make space for her. Do you think that that's... can they make enough space to line up like Ehome's?
I think Ehome should ban out Kalda right here and then go to your question. Yeah, they can make a ton of space. Ton of space. And... they just need to get Shadow Shaman get up to his level 6. Obviously A as well. This will be an Earthshaker off lane, by the way. Unless they do some wonky Shadow Shaman mid. Or... I don't even... there's no possible way. And then probably Leshrac will be mid, Earthshaker off lane. And then we're still looking at the last pick for Ehome here. I just have to see their carry here for Ehome and see if they can apply enough pressure.
I wouldn't mind seeing an aggressive trialing with the Earthshaker, Shadow Shaman, and Apparition. I think that combo pretty much guarantees kills on the constant, though really Shadow Shaman, Ancient Apparition, Leshrac would, or any other group would have essentially the same effect.
Bane's really tanky, though. It's one of those heroes that you normally can't bring down unless you get, like you're saying, the dual fissure as well as the shackle on. I don't even know if you can go Ether Shock first, because all he needs to do is just sleep one and then run, or even get a brain sap off, and then you're healing up.
That's true. Earthshake is it should be pretty interesting to see how they line this up. Would be a lot of fun to see that aggression come out of Ehome, though, as we see the ban on the Luna. Interesting. What do you think about the Luna ban?
I think it's worthy. They are really trying to go for the early game pressure here. Shadow Shaman, Leshrac, all this. And then what better way than to take out another early game pressure hero like Luna and Well, Ember Spirit now.
Ember Spirit's going to go, so he'll hit that core position. It looks like Leshrac will make for one hell of a vicious lane with Shaman and Ancient Apparition, and Earthshaker, as you said, will potentially be in the off lane. They could, of course, do a 2-on-2 if they wanted to get a little bit crazy with it. Cloud9 now looking to grab their last hero here. It is going to be, I believe, their mid.
10 seconds to go.
Yeah, probably their mid. No, off lane here. Pugna mid.
Pugna mid.
And they could still go aggressive. And like you said, I kind of like the idea of Ehome running maybe dual lanes, like Shadow Shaman, Lesh top, and then AA, Earthshaker, bottom. It's just so many things they can do right now. It's and it's just like, okay, Cloud9, what is your play? What are you gonna do?
Well, the thing that worries me a little bit about Cloud9 is the amount of lockdown on Ehome is absolutely astronomical, and they are going to get Jakiro, so they will pick up a little bit of pace control and some tower push with him as well. What do you think about these lineups?
I think Cloud9 has the better lineup right now, just because of the Pugna ward. They have nothing to deal with it at all. Like Ember Spirit can go attack it, have a remnant back or something, but still, this is a really good setup for Cloud9 here, and they can do some funky stuff, right? They can do Pugna can drop his ward after the Naga sleeps, and then you're basically forced into these team fights, right? Because you have Naga sleep with Jakiro Ice Pass setup. This used to be something really famous about 2 or 3 years ago in Dota, if nobody's watched it, where you just combo up the sleep into Ice Path. And they also have the Bane's Fiend's Grip to lock down a lot of these heroes. So if you're trying to run away during a team fight, it's not possible unless you're the Ember Spirit or you have a BKB on Leshrac. So the Pugna in these team fights is going to cause a lot of havoc.
Should be pretty interesting as everybody grabs their heroes, gets ready to head out. Waiting on the last couple of members of C9, and we have entered the game. So without further ado, are we all good?
Better get ready.
Okay, I had a little bit of a lag spike, but I think we're all caught back up with the... nope, we are not. Are you getting slideshows, Ryu?
No, I'm good. All right, what do you think? What are the odds? C9 or Ehome? What do you think their chances are?
I am going to let you talk about it while I disconnect and reconnect.
Oh, that's
because
the cop-out.
No, I'm in a slideshow. I need to get this fixed before the game starts.
I think I like C9's draft 60-40. So I'm going to say they'll win this. Then I'll be wrong, and then Ehome win in 10 minutes. But I think they'll have enough pressure coming out from Cloud9 to really... I don't know. They'll create enough space for Envy to farm is what I'm saying here. And they're doing this stupid dual lane aggressive with the Wisp, Naga, Bane. Oh gosh, this is so annoying to play against.
Alright, now it does look like I'm back. The slideshow has been fixed, so let's get this thing underway. Quick introductions, guys. For Ehome on the Dire side, we're going to have Lanham playing that Earthshaker. We're going to have DDC on the Shadow Shaman. We're going to have CTY on the Leshrac, YJ on the Ember Spirit, and last but not least, on the top lane, Roddick on the Ancient Apparition.
And for Cloud9, we've got Eternal Envy playing the Naga Siren, Big Daddy No Tail playing the Wisp. We've got Misery playing Bane, Fada playing your Pugna mid, and Safe Lane Bone 7 playing the Hakiro.
The Hakiro. So there they go. It does look like it may be an aggressive try coming out of C9 with this Big Daddy No Tail Naga combo, or we'll see a rotation down by Misery towards that bottom lane. Jakiro does have to be careful here, as it looks like he is going to be harassed pretty aggressively, and it looks like Ehome did take my advice and go with the 2-1-2.
Yeah, they might get punished for the 2-1-2 though. I mean, they're in a good position though. They dodge perfectly. They put Lesh mid, so Ember Spirit's gonna have a good time down here now.
Roddick dropping top, very low, being assaulted early on. Is that a farming AA, or is he just stalling while Lanham rotated around?
Oh, mid lane. They're going to sleep. Do they have Decrep? Oh, Decrep in 3 seconds.
CTY
they're waiting for it.
Could be in some trouble. Goes down, dodges the stun, rotates back, Decrepify in place. Two more right clicks will do it. CTY gives up the first blood. Nice play by Cloud9, who seems to be doing well under this new drafting by Bone 7.
Yep, that was really good play. And they were trying to scout out and snipe the courier.
Up on top, Roddick gets hit with the... Oh, Roddick goes down. Nice Fisher, but not going to be enough as Eternal Envy walks away. And that's a twofer across the map. And now we go to the bottom where DDC has had enough. YJ and he go in on Bone 7. They dodge the initial Flame Breath, come in, get the stun. Bone 7 too far out. He is going to go down. Misery could not get there in time. Almost made it, but just not quite. So it is going to go 1 for 2. Ehome, tired of taking it sitting down, gets the turnaround kill.
Action everywhere on the map. And I would say still Cloud9 getting the better end of this.
Leshrac stuns in return for Fata, who got a little bit aggressive. CTY makes him pay. Right clicks all around. He gets out. Very, very smart play. Lots of action going around here. Big Daddy going to go ahead and just bottle that rune. Looks back up towards the top where Roddick taking some damage from Envy. Envy thinks he might make the dive here. Goes under. Cold Feet's going to get cast on him. He should still be in... Nope, walked out of the range, so it falls off.
They got a tether, though. They're kind of like, hey, what are we going to do? Oh, they have the... Nope, they're not tanking it properly.
Oh, there's the net. They come in deep. They're not tanking the tower. They're going to fight right through it. Slows up on Roddick. Roddick goes down. Fisher comes out, though, and the IO drops in return.
It's very unfortunate. He summoned his illusions because he wanted the tower to tank it, but he summoned it kind of like on the wrong side and didn't. He took 3 tower hits, unfortunately. He could have lived there.
3 tower hits and a Fisher to the face. That'll do it every single time.
Well, bottom lane now, it's going to be leveling out. Even though they did get the kill, it wasn't first blood, so this is looking... Oh, I got the slideshow now. You jinxed me, man.
All right, so guys, we'll let you fix yours while it goes. Apparently, stream does not like me saying Roddick. They want me to say ROTK, but that is a lot more to yell in a team fight. YJ is going to fall back. Ehome got aggressive there, but decided not to go in too deep as Jakiro and Bane staying next to each other, being very, very careful here. Fata chasing CTY over in the mid lane, and these guys are exchanging back and forth, damage for damage, really both fighting for dominance in this particular lane. 13 and 4 for the Pugna, while the Leshrac is sitting at 11 and 6, so still very, very even in terms of who's getting the farm there. Meanwhile, Eternal Envy 17 and 3 on the top of that last hit, and the Ancient Apparition as well as the Earthshaker have been very under farmed up here on the top lane. ROTK needs to be very, very careful. He's already died twice and can't really afford to go down too much more. Big Daddy No-Tail takes some serious damage, but not enough as he would heal himself back up with that bottle charges.
Yep, and let's look towards the mid lane here. This is pretty interesting to see when you see Pugna builds. What do they like to do? Sometimes I like to do the Nether Blast in 2 and then the Nether Ward in 2. So this time Fada's going to be maxing it out. We'll see if he wants to get that value life drain at level 6. I think with the Decrepify and the way it is, I think you should get life drain because, yeah, it slows. The duration is 3.5 seconds now, always. And it's just easy outplays, but you also want to have maxed out Nether Ward as fast as possible.
Meanwhile, it looks like Eternal Envy going under the tower, diving in on ROTK. He's stuck again, gets caught with the net, but a nice Fisher. Catches 2, TP comes out. Big Daddy in some trouble.
YJ.
They want to keep the chase going. The tether is keeping him in pace. Eternal Envy pulls back around. Nice body block to buy some space. Goes in, throws up the net, cracks YJ a couple of times. Tethers out to the creep. Will it be enough? It won't. Big Daddy goes down. Eternal Envy left in enemy territory.
They got a kill mid too on Pugna.
And they get the pick on Pugna, so a nice play by Ehome to get the double and take away the pace that C9 has been setting in this match.
Yeah, Wiz had a TP though, so he could have TP'd out there. He got really greedy, wanted to save it, and I don't know. That wasn't... It didn't work out for him, but still, with the rotation going top lane, this frees up bottom lane. Bone 7 putting a lot of pressure in bottom lane now, and they are rotating in who Big Daddy's here.
There's the link, gonna go for the chase. Misery wants to keep going after DDC, but just zones him out. Makes it for a nice, easy tower push down here on the bottom. First tower drops at 6 minutes under the assault of the double liquid fire build Jakiro.
Yep, so this is still looking really good. If you look at the top CS right now, 3 are in the favor of Cloud9. They're doing really good in the laning stage.
And now we have a rotation with Misery and Big Daddy headed towards that middle lane. Top rune is going to get grabbed by Lanham, so he does do a good job of keeping that from going into the coffers of Fata, who would have loved to have had refilled that bottle. Meanwhile, up on top, Eternal Envy continues to farm and get those last hits. 30 and 12 will go to the net worth. So you can see he's 27-46, but it looks like we might have an engagement down here on the middle. Fata pushing forward, trying to get them to come out after him, and they do. The Fisher comes into play, but he's not interested in walking away. He charges in. Link is up. Heals are there. Nice big stun. Fata getting a ton of healing, though. And they will keep going. ROTK dropping pretty low. He comes back out. TV coming in from YJ. He puts up a nice sleight of fist. Will it be enough, though, as the 4 are getting low from C9?
Oh,
they will not be detoured. Down goes Lestrak. Gets up the life drain just in time. Misery wants to chase Lanham.
You got him.
He gets him, but nobody else is there to help out Misery. Misery's got to be careful, except there's the Link. Comes in, the Wisp balls to the face, gets the double. And now we see YJ trying to keep the fight going. Does manage to finish the Wisp, but at a cost that is hefty, as Ehome takes a huge loss there. Loses 3 and a mid tower for the price of a Wisp.
Yep. This is looking really bad for Ehome, and their lineup's kind of based on like, oh, we're going to do a lot of early game aggression, and we're going to hold the later stages with maybe an Ember Spirit, but they're just getting whomped here. But Bone 7
caught in a tough position. Not in. Oh, he dodges the stun somehow. Turns back around. Lestrak in some trouble. Goes down again. IO with the poning. His Wisp balls have been on fire.
Yeah, the turnarounds, the heals coming up. This is just too easy for Cloud9 right now.
Too easy for Big Daddy as he plays this Wisp to the best of his powers. And while Eternal Envy trying to stop the push on the bottom, Shadow Shaman did push up and put those wards down. They're going to slowly try to work their way through this tower. And there we go. Eternal Envy will go in and farm up that gold from those wards.
I think he should have not let it get in deny range. Honestly, I think he should have spam stopped the wards. But maybe map control is still vital, even if it does get denied. But still less gold now going in the way of Ehome.
Absolutely.
Oh, he's not going to deny it. He's like, oh, it's pinging.
He'll leave it up for now. Says we got the advantage. No sense pushing it down just yet. And now we've got a 3-man group up here. Smoke is going to be used, and it's going to be Lanham, DDC, and CTY coming in. And they're going to circle around. They made sure that Smoke wasn't popped. They know those are illusions. Now they're going to go hunting, try to find themselves something to eat. And here they come through. They will find Eternal Envy and Big Daddy in the jungle as they farm.
On cooldown too.
It's on cooldown. They're out of position. The stun chain comes out. Envy's got nowhere to go but back to base, and not the way that he had planned. So they saw the Link end. They knew that the song was on cooldown, and they made a great play to get a pickoff, a much-needed pickoff on Eternal Envy, whose net worth is 4.1k after that kill, compared to the Lestrak, who's only at 2.9.
Yep, and he bought his recipe there. They have a sleep up here top lane. Oh, and where's the? I can't see Diddley.
Gold lead, by the way, is just at about 4,000 for C9. XP at 2. Items that are coming out, anything that we need to be aware of, like I said, Radiant's recipe was purchased. Looks like Jakiro is almost to a Yule Scepter. Everybody else just pretty much still working with their brown boots.
Yeah, Yule Scepter, though, is very underwhelming when you have 0 and Ice Pass. And you really need to have, I would say, maybe 2, if not 3, in Ice Pass, just for the longer duration of the stun to really be effective.
Bottom tower does go down. DDC puts up a push ward for the Dire. Meanwhile, on the top lane, C9 looking for their tier 1 on the top. They want to round out the tier 1 pushes and do so. This is an aggressive push lineup. They're going to use that to make tons of space for Eternal Envy, and so far it has been successful. But in response to that, DDC brings up the wards, puts them right onto the middle tower. Misery not interested in letting them go. He comes in, starts to clean them up, get a little bit extra gold.
Oh, top lane, Eternal Envy is going to get chased, and now they're going to back off.
They will back. YJ by himself can't seem to take this fight with Fata on standby, and the wards put down by the Shadow Shaman will come to naught. So they burn the ulti, they get about a quarter of the tower, and give a little bit of extra gold to Bone 7 and Bane. Alright, here comes a rotation. We see the smoke popped, and the boys from Ehome are looking again to try and get another smoke pickoff. They know that Envy's going to be working the jungle. They're going to try to flank around and see if they can't find him. IO is there, and there's a TP coming in from EE, so they will actually find them. I thought that they might miss it on the smoke, but now they are available if they want to close this. They know where he is. They're waiting for their chance to make the engagement. DDC comes out first. He's visible, puts up the stun. Beautiful shot by Earthshaker. Ancient Apparition stops the heals. Down it goes. He blows his ultimate, but to what avail? Here we come in, puts up the sleep on ROTK. ROTK is got no help for DDC. DDC will go down with one more right click. There it is. Meanwhile, nice shot by Jakiro. Catches the Ice Path tail end on ROTK, but Earthshaker puts out a good stun. Goes to TP. He'll get to safety. I can't say the same for ROTK as Fata does the damage and drains his life.
Lane, here they go. Here's the pressure, though. They TP'd and rotated everyone down, and there's no Fortify. There we go.
CTY tries to push. Fata comes in and says not going to happen. And they end up going with the 2-for-1, though, losing Eternal Envy. Once again, very difficult situation for C9. They need Envy to get that farm. They cannot have him going down.
Yeah, and the tower was at 3/4 HP. Now it's at 1/4 here in the mid lane. So, yeah, and Envy dying there is really bad. And they're just doing all the smoke ganks correctly here. And they've set up these wards aggressively and nicely to find out when he's farming. They have 2 now in the jungle, so yeah. And they have Song once again on cooldown.
Absolutely, which makes them more apt to really come in and be able to get those picks. They know it's going to be down for a minute or two. And let's see what they choose to do with that information. Platinum's got to be careful here. Pushed up a little ways with that creep wave. Got to back off. So, right now the gold lead says it's C9 at 3,000. XP is about that same benefit for them as well. And, hold on. Before I ask you that question, Ehome again rotating in, looking for that Eternal Envy hiding out in these woods.
Yeah, the biggest problem for me, though, is still the Ember Spirit's your biggest playmaker this game, kind of as Leshrac. But when Ember Spirit's so far behind, and he doesn't have his Battle Fury, and he's going Treads first, this is going to be a lot of space for it to EE here. So
lots of space to be. So I was going to ask you, who do you think's in control of the game right now? And it sounds like you're still standing by C9.
Yep. Relocate top 2.
YJ got stuck inside. Oh, Bane ulties, and down goes YJ.
They get tower, though.
Oh, DDC puts up the TP. Can he get out? He can't. Off he goes. So they Shadow Shaman does destroy the tower, but they get a double for it. YJ and the Shadow Shaman both go down on a nice rotation by C9. So again, I think that tower is a loss as a downside, but the double really makes it worthwhile.
Yep. And meanwhile, EE still free farming. Still has the second highest net worth, and with Fata picking up the mech here, this is looking really good, as well as Bane. Oh, Mystery has his Glimmer Cape in about, I think, 70 gold here. So this is they're looking very strong in team fights. They don't even need the Radiance, in my opinion.
Which is about to be done either way, though.
Yeah.
So Eternal Envy in a good position to continue getting that farm up. They can't seem to stop him as hard as they try. Bone 7 is going to use that Macro Pyre to slow down the creeps from crossing the river, get a little bit of more breathing room for Eternal Envy as he continues to seek out this Radiance. IO going to come in and support him, knowing the ganks are real. Meanwhile, on the bottom lane, Ehome's brought in Roddick, CTY, and Lanham to try and push down this lane, get a little bit of space to rotate into the jungle, maybe another pick off. Up in the mid lane, Fata is going to go ahead and push that lane himself. Let's see, it looks like a bit of a standoff here as both teams are waiting for the other team to reveal themselves and make a mistake. And check that, as we say it, we're going to see another smoke. Lanham going to lead the charge, going around. They want to find Envy. They find Envy. He has no backup nearby. This is what they've been waiting for, but he sees them. He gets off the song. He wants to bring in backup. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, YJ caught out. Nice play by Bane. They get him down. TP's immediately to the mid to help out. And the relocate as well. Lanham comes in. He gets an Echo Slam, but it ain't enough. He's going to go down. Ancient Apparition. Disco Ball comes in. Pops one, but that's not going to do enough. CTY, will he live? He should heal through it. He does manage to survive. He has to back away with
now
low
look at this
health.
mid lane. DDC going for the backdoor wards. And they have Fortify up.
They are, so they're going to get it down. The wards do take that mid tower, but they're going to lose their tier 2 in exchange for that.
Who else did they just...
Ancient Apparition just went down over in the Roche Pit, it looks like, so a good pick off Eternal Envy getting that gold. As the middle tower goes down, Radiance pretty much done here, and DDC on the retreat. So DDC got a mid tower, but the cost was astronomical, and already the top tier 2 under assault.
Yep. With that fail gank, it's really hard to shut down the Naga now, and they have nothing. The only thing they really have left is to hope for the later stages.
What a nice path. YJ going after Fata, but everyone's around. What's going to happen? They lost the Shadow Shaman. Now Fata is going to go down, finds himself in some trouble. No, he didn't. Survived. Did he manage to TP out? What a play.
I can't see anything. It's just a slideshow, but... Yep,
he does. He managed to get out. Now Lanham is left
back
here.
Too. This is looking kind of good for Ehome here.
Eul Scepter, they're going to put Lanham up in the air. He's stuck inside of the ice bath. He's dropping pretty low. Nice Earthshaker fissure. And now Misery is exposed. He's going to go down. So that was, looks like Bone 7's going to back off. That push did not go the way that C9 would have liked it to as they went in the mid. And I do want to go back to that was a really nice play on the mid push. Eternal Envy using that song to delay all the TPs for so very long gave C9 that awesome play in the mid, but kudos to Ehome for not giving up, getting themselves right back into it, and picking up a nice double on the top lane.
Yep. I wish I could say more about the top fight, but it was just a slideshow. So it's looking really bad though for Ehome. They now that they have all the tier 1s down, they need to find a way to get Roshan with the Serpent Wards. That's their next play. They don't really have a medallion on anybody, so it still will be a little bit slow, but that's their, I want to say, kind of the comeback. So where they can put it on YJ, maybe he can safely farm up a Battle Fury, because right now Ehome, they honestly have to go late game. There's no other way for them to win this, so they have to start farming a lot faster than a Naga Siren who already has the Radiance, which is just crazy thing.
All right, so gold leads at 5,000 for C9, XP at 5,000 as well. And they just continue to push ahead in this game. They lose a couple of fights.
Here. They got a ward here on CTY. This is looking really good initiation.
Looks like they want to make an engagement. Pings are coming out. Bone 7's going to lead in. Jump around by YJ. Is it going to be enough? Disco Ball is going to come in, catches Fata, but we lose Ancient Apparition. CTY getting very low, stuck in the Bane ultimate, not going anywhere. And now YJ and Lanham are going to have to retreat, but the song keeps them in place. They prep out. They want to get YJ. They get the double slut. Oh my goodness, double stun. Lanham goes down. It's a 4-man kill. Are they going to try to go after DDC? No, he just runs for safety. He says, I needs to get out of here. And that'll be the top tower without any problem whatsoever. That was, you talked about the combo. You talked about the song plus the ice path, and boy did it pan out just there.
Yeah, they don't even need it. That's the worst part. Is that's like that's a fallback for like in the later stages of the game. But when you're pulling it off 18 minutes of the game and you're going high ground, this is pretty much it for Ehome. There's absolutely no way they can fight against this Pugna ward, this Naga Siren sleep, and this mechanism. They have so many Glimmer Capes too. They have a Glimmer Cape on Wisp now too when it's going to be flown out.
So now they think about pushing in. They're going to fall back as the counter aggression comes in. DDC gets up a ward, but it's not going to be a trap. He ends up going down for his trouble. Nice macro pyre to buy a little bit of space. Lanham comes in. Big Echo Slam. Catches 3. Does end up killing 2. And now it's a bit of a run as Eternal Envy fighting with YJ. Does get the link up. Wants to get out of this, though, as 3 are already dead here. Eternal Envy not interested in walking away. YJ getting low. Radiant's going to finish the job. It does. Io is lost in the exchange, and now Eternal Envy's just got to run.
Yeah.
Go ahead and send back those illusions. And they're going to do a ton of damage to CTY. They almost get him all the way down.
Yeah, I'm really surprised that he didn't try to chase Lanham there. They didn't really have they didn't have the high ground vision. Maybe he didn't know where Earthshaker was right there, but that's still, I guess that's Ehome kind of getting back in the game a little bit, but they're going to need at least 5 more of those straight.
I mean, even after the exchange, the loss of gold lead wasn't really that much for C9. They're still at over 7,500. They lost some XP advantage, but not that much. When you look at Eternal Envy's net worth, he's sitting at 11.3. Bloodstone is now up on Leshrac, so that is going to be a definite help to them, something that Ehome needed to get their hands on. And is that going to be enough to have him stand up against this Naga Siren?
No, but he has his Ogre Club already. Jeez, dude. This is the only way back for them is CTY getting a BKB. Once he has a BKB, then Cloud9's lineup kind of gets rolled over. So if they can maybe get him an Aegis now or do something, but they really can't do it with the Shaman Ward's on cooldown. And, well, looking at the other side, we have Fata going for a BKB of his own.
Alright, so it looks like Ehome going to fall back in their jungle, get a little bit of farm. Meanwhile, down on the bottom, Big Daddy and Fata take a look into the Roche pit. It does get pinged out by Ehome, but they're just going to rotate down to that bottom tower and go ahead and push it. Already under assault from the Liquid Fire from Bone 7. Should be not very difficult at all for them to just take this thing down, as we do see the Ancient Apparition Ball is going to come in. It'll hit Envy and cross the path of the others, but that'll be an easy tower for them as they remove all tier 1s and tier 2s, putting Ehome into a tough map situation.
Right, and this is what you want to do. You want to make sure you pressure the high ground right now when you're Cloud9. You really don't want Leshrac to be getting his BKB, and they have this ward scouting out, and they know that Ehome blew a lot of smoke, so if they do come to Roshan, then most likely it will be scouted out. Do they have any smokes though? Let's see on the side of Ehome. Yeah, they have one. So they have one on DDC here. And that's it.
Alright, so if you're in Ehome's position, you mentioned a BKB on the
top
Strat
lane
is the best way to get back into this. So they have other options. YJ is going to jump away, and I should have no problem getting out of this one. Actually goes to the TP, but no, the Yule Scepter tossed up in the air. This is going to be the end of YJ.
That Blink Dagger on Bone 7 securing that kill. And that's pretty good. They all came here. Wisp, oh, Wisp is dead though. Wisp, whoa, that's a big Serpent Ward kind of wasted.
For a Wisp?
Yeah, this is really good for I would say Cloud9 now.
Alright, now they're going to push towards the high ground. The tower's already down. Going to go ahead and try to get their first set of racks here. Like you said, the wards are down, so they have a little bit of an advantage as they push into this one. CTY goes for the harass. They're going to send out the illusions to cause as much trouble as they possibly can. But look at that, melee racks dropping very, very quickly. And the Blink Dagger from Jakiro again paying off as he's able to get himself out of a potential tough situation. TP out from Eternal Envy.
If they had more mana on Pugna, that would have been an amazing song into probably 3 or 4 man Ice Bath, easily. But since they decided, hey, Pugna doesn't have any mana, and Wisp is not here, we don't have the sustain right now. The mechanism, obviously you need mana to use it, so we'll just back out. Else that could have been an easy fight for C9, I would say.
Alright, so we've got CTY going to go ahead and continue to keep farming, trying to get that BKB up and running here, and he's getting pretty close to it. So walk us through Ehome's comeback plan. Besides just the BKB that you mentioned on our Leshrac, what else do they need to do to get themselves into a winning point in this game?
Probably two Battle Furies on Ember. The worst part is, if he even gets 2 Battle Furies, then by that time Eternal Envy will be like 5 or 6 slotted. So then you'll be expecting for the Naga to have a butterfly. There's a lot of things, and YJ's gonna get picked off here too.
Misery finds him hiding in the trees, hits him with the Fiend's Grip, and no chance. YJ is going to go down in the push.
He's got no buyback either
on the bottom lane. Yeah, no buyback. That's bad.
pretty much it. There's no BK. Okay, what? How much? I think he needs to sell his Null Talisman, his bottle, and his Magic Wand or something. Honestly, you need the BKB now.
All right, they're going to go for the high push. Meanwhile, it looks like Lanham caught out as Eternal Envy is there with the Wisp. They're going to try to get him down, but he TPs to safety.
No, fail song.
It's fail song indeed. Song does not go off in time, and because they weren't there, the bottom lane push doesn't happen.
Yo, I got all right. Got a mosquito. It's annoying me, dude. So if you hear a lot of clicks and clacks, it's you know why.
Fair enough.
Must kill him.
So they don't get Lanham, they don't get the tower. It actually works out. They survive the YJ being down and not losing without losing too much, other than YJ actually dying. Meanwhile, a soul booster has been finished up on Eternal Envy. Let's see.
There's the Octarine. It's finished too.
Is it?
Yeah, I don't know if I'm not exactly sure how I feel about Octarine first on Naga. Octarine's great for. Obviously, it reduces your mirror image cooldown, and it reduces your song and everything. More so, it's used for the mirror images, so you can constantly have them always up. But is it the right call before a Manta style? Because that's 2 more images you could be working with. I'm not exactly sure. I would still say I would get mirror or Manta style first, and then get the Octarine. But they're still great items.
Ancient Apparition, by the way, has finished his Ag Scepter, so that'll go with his level 2 ultimate that he just got. It's going to be helpful, but I don't know if it'll make that big of a difference at this stage right now. BKB is done with a full 10-second duration waiting to be used on CTY as well, so they are in a better position to try and take a fight here. Do they look for a pickoff? Is that the plan?
I mean, they're looking a lot better in the side of Ehome right now. They saved their melee Rex top, and they have the BKB now on Lish. And they have this Remnant scouting out Roshan. So this is really good for them. The problem is they still have Song of the Siren to work with. And the only person who can really fight them is going to be... Well, they're going to have to really bank on Lanham getting a great Echo Slam. And like I was talking about earlier, this is a very big key. They have a ward up, and they have no smoke. So having no smoke, this is really bad for Ehome right now.
So Ehome is going to look around. They thought about coming in. They checked it out, but C9 backs out of the pit. Both teams in a bit of a standoff.
Here comes the Naga. All the Naga has to do is just send illusions, and then they have to go back and defend.
And they have to fall back. So the smoke is going to get used, and it looks like C9 is going to use that to bypass the Roche pit, head towards the middle lane, and see if they can't get a kill, and then turn that into a push. They go around, they're pinging the Ancient Apparition. They find him, put up the Yules, put up the Ice Path. Roddick dropping low, nice stun to buy a little bit of space. Disco Ball comes out, but will it be enough? Misery, with the right clicks, finishes the job. Look at the illusion chasing everybody backwards. Bone 7 jumps in, gets the double stun, but CTY is too deep, and it's not going to matter. They do ping out that the illusions are currently taking the melee barracks, and that might be the next target. One rotates out there. Nice blink by Bone 7 to come up here and spread out the push. We'll keep putting that liquid fire on the melee racks as it's now a 4 staring down 5. All 5 of the members of C9 getting ready to push up to the high ground. In they go. Glimmerclake on Fata as he heads in. Lanham comes up, puts out the Fisher. But everything is just designed to try and slow down this push.
Yeah, they're all at half HP right now, and they still have a lot of things to fall back on. You have Wisp relocate, you have Naga with sleep, you have Bane sleep, you have Fodder with a BKB. Okay, Echo Slam.
In comes Lanham, puts up the Echo Slam. Immediately we see the Song of the Siren come out. Lanham and CTY, DDC all in a bad position. They cancel it out. Macrofire's down, catches 3 along with the Ice Path. Now they're falling back at the onslaught of CTY. Moving in on Eternal Envy, who's dropping very, very low. Will go down here to CTY. That's a big kill. And it's not over yet as YJ comes in and gets himself the Pugna that chases on for Misery. Misery got the Glimmerclave up, trying to get away while he's invisible. Almost does, but now they've spotted him out. Glimmerclave off for 8 more seconds.
Yeah, they just got the gym picked up too on ROTK. He's definitely not getting out now.
So Bane
he hit the gym though, but they're going to pick it up.
Definitely in some trouble. Here's the jump by YJ, and that will be Misery going down. Makes for the triple kill. And not only do they defend and hold the melee racks, they get 3, including Eternal Envy. A much needed fight to go their way.
Yeah, that was not a... I want to say that's not a great song play coming in. And where was the relocate from Big Daddy here? I like calling him No Daddy, but that's my nickname for him. But still, they had no relocate out for Eternal Envy. I mean, they have so many ways to disengage. I thought they could at least get him out, even because, like I said, the Leshrac just turns on BKB and then win team fight. That's systematic at this point.
All right, so let's take a look at the gold chart. It was at 10,000, a little over 10,000. Forcing has been pulled back slightly in the favor of Ehome after that, and now Ehome not going to give any rest as they push down the bottom lane. They got YJ, Lanham, and DDC starting to lean on this one, but immediately back up at the top goes Eternal Envy. Respawns and gets right back into the mix, and you're going to have to see the defense played. You brought that up, the idea that these illusions are just going to consistently make Ehome have to fall back to base to constantly play defense.
Yep, that's the best part. And then they could realistically do Roshan with the other 4. When you have Liquid Fire constantly slowing Roche's attack speed, as well as Dual Breath, the Roche won't even be hitting you. So they could do it slowly, but while Envy split pushes, but I guess that's not what they want to do right now.
All right, we'll take a look at some items while we have this moment to breathe here, and it's going to be, like we said, the Octarine Core finished up, the Radiance. We do have the Yasha already done now on the Naga Siren on his way to Manta very, very quickly. Glimmercake on IO as well as Bane. Yule Scepter Blink Dagger on Jakiro has proven to be a very strong combo as he has used that for initiations time and time again. Ember Spirit with the Battle Fury finally has been able to use that. I think he used that in the last fight, or did he get that off of the last fight?
I think he had to get it off last fight. I don't. There would be no way I think for him to have it during the last one.
Jakiro out in front looking for something, trying to maybe find his opponents, but it's going to be 5 on Ehome's roster, pushing down the bottom lane. Bone 7 going to go ahead and just slow down that creep wave. Dire with some good vision right there, so they know exactly what's going on with the 4 heroes who are here. Meanwhile, Eternal Envy up in the opponent's jungle, continuously pushing into this melee racks and keeping the lanes pushed up, farming the jungle, getting those items going, trying to get the Manta online.
Yeah, this is kind of weird for me. Like Cloud9, it looks like they had such a great lead and opportunity to close out the game with their heroes. I mean, a 10k lead with their, or it was at 12k even, at the certain point in the game with their heroes. And I just think they could have closed out the game, but with that one bad team fight, now they're kind of on the, hey, we're just going to farm now because we don't feel safe pushing into the enemy.
The bottom Fada continues to push. And Ehome not being separated. They're staying together very effectively here, not wanting to get anybody caught out at the moment. And continue to put that farm on Leshrek and the Ember Spirit, getting him back into this game. Net worth stack chart is 20,000, going the way of Naga Siren as Eternal Envy continues to lead the farm game. Leshrek 15, so about 5,000 off of that pace, and the rest of the team sort of matching up in terms of where their counters are.
Yep. This will be interesting to see if they finally do this, Roshan. Are they going to do it? They're going to do it.
It looks like this is the chance they go in. They are going to start to push it. Push this Roche, get him as fast as they can. We don't see a rotation coming out from Ehome just yet. So
look at that attack speed slow. It's so nasty.
Here comes the Disco Ball. Exploratory. He sees that they're in there now as it passed right over.
That was a whiff. Ball whiff. That was
a little bit of a ball whiff.
Kind of weird, to say the least.
Everyone's still hit with the Frostbitten debuff, though, so they're going to have to go. But now they can go back in and start harassing again. But we do see the group up. Smoke group up, by the way, of Ehome as they think about going in to fight this. And already C9 falling back, not willing to stick in there and get initiated upon.
Yeah, they're already aware of it, too. You can see Envy pushing into the base already with the images. I mean, this is so much chip damage. This is all they really have to do. But they do have... Oh, relocate top. Here it goes.
Here it comes. They're going in. They brought the Jakiro with them. So they just sort of did that, I think, to maybe make a little bit of space and join up.
They're just, like, giving them hell right now. They're, like, mind games. That's what's happening right now.
And it'll take Jakiro right back down. So mind games it is, as Envy continues the top push. They're trying to get the heroes to rotate away from the Roche pit, and they go right back. So a fun use of relocate to play those mind games.
This is just got to be the most demoralizing thing to play against. The best thing is they actually have something to do with it. That's the Ember Spirit with the Fire Remnant. Now it's off. So he has to go back and place another one, and then. But the thing is, they're all still farming on the side of Cloud9, whereas only person farming on the side of Ehome is going to be the Ember Spirit here.
So having definitely C9 still, I think, coming out ahead on this, though you can slowly see the golds favoring them ever so little, as it's really just this back and forth standoff sort of thing. Jakiro has picked up a take on 1. I didn't see that come out. So he's got a little bit of extra burst damage in his pocket. Big Daddy going to go in, bottle the rest rune, and then jump right back out to Fata.
We could talk about Jakiro's item now. He's got a Dagon on Bone 7. Not completely sold on it. I mean, if you can get it up to Dagon, fine. The cast range is probably the biggest thing. The cooldown as well, being 15 seconds in all.
Sorry.
I can't see anything, so I can't see.
Somebody in chat just pointed out that Big Daddy's carrying TPs for the entire team right now.
Is he?
He has eight teleport scrolls on hand.
Jeez, dude.
Someone said in case they forget theirs, which I thought was a clever throwback.
They're making sure.
Making sure everybody forgot their TPs. He's like, all right, one for you, one for you.
That's pretty funny. Man, you have a Boots of Travel on Naga. There's no way you could forget your TP, hopefully. For that hero, at least.
All All right, now they are going to go back into the Roche pit and continue to chip this down, but once again, the disco ball comes out and chases them away. It's like watching the same thing happen over and over again.
Yeah, it's like deja vu. I'm sick of the deja vu. What's the next item up here? So Diffusal Blade up on Eternal Envy increases your... This is Diffusal 2. Excuse me. It's not Diffusal 1. So that mana burn, it's a lot. Now, obviously, it's going to be increased here. And, well, this is going to be really good for him. He's going to increase the damage output with Radiance. The biggest problem right now is he's not the tankiest right now. I'm really curious to see what he's going to go for his last item. Because against that lineup, I don't think he goes Scotty. Heart's kind of nice for healing up after, you know, some chip damage. And Butterfly's great against the Ember Spirit.
Yeah, I just... I question how they're going to be able to handle Envy.
Oh, yeah.
If for no other thing else than his split push is going to be ridiculous, but just in these fights alone, he's been healing so much. Definitely a tough situation to find themselves in. And he immediately goes right back up to the top lane, continues to do what he's doing, as the guys from C9 continue to chip away at the Roche and just keep Ehome in a really tough position because they have to defend against Eternal Envy or they have to stand next to Roche, and they're getting no farm, they're getting nothing out of this.
He's not microing a Naga right now. I'm going to report him. Reported.
XP, though, by the way, has pulled down to about 0 levels, so while Ehome hasn't been actively in the jungle, they have been getting some XP spin. Now, I thought we were going to see engagement there as the 4 rotated around, but as soon as they rotated, Ehome fades away. Now, Eternal Envy TPs to bottom lane, is going to head down towards the Roche pit himself. Maybe we'll see something.
I don't know, man. This is just like Eternal Envy. I've been in a room with him, so I know how he likes to play. He plays ultra super safe, and they listen to him. So this is Cloud9 at its finest.
This is Cloud9. Jackie Mao leads the charge. They go into the Roche pit. They're starting to put some damage on it. This could be it. Maybe finally the Disco Ball of Doom comes in one more time, hits everyone, and they immediately choose to withdraw. They back away, and Ehome was coming running. So there's the relocate up to the base. They're playing those mind games again. Jake the Jakiro in there, but they dropped really low for just a second. So Big Daddy's got to be careful. He's going to relocate back in 2 seconds. And not much accomplished with that jump to the top lane.
Yeah, and the images are no longer split pushing the lanes, so this is looking really good for Ehome now.
Ehome looks like they may actually want to slide in and try to take this Roche. They put the wards down on it. And it looks like they might actually pull this off. And we're going to come in. There's the slow. Goes in, gets the stun. Naga Siren. Song going to come out. CTY in some trouble, but he goes back. He's determined to get this Roche. Macropyre not quite on target. Down it goes. Aegis has not been picked up yet. And it will now go to the Leshrac. So CTY pretty happy with that. Looks like they want to come out and capitalize on it. No Tail gets caught by a nice Fisher. Gonna go ahead and get up the link for Fata on the escape, but C9 being split up. CTY comes in, goes ahead and kills the ward. And we see one down. Oh, they get a big kill. The Aegis going to come back out on CTY. They got the Shadow Shaman. CTY in dangerous territory. He's got nowhere to go. Puts up the stun, but he's being caught on all sides. He's going to go down.
Oh, the Echo.
And what an Echo. It hits 4, but
a little too late, though.
Yeah, so they lose 3. There is going to be a nice play to keep Misery alive, and now...
Oh, they're relocating on ROTK.
ROTK was in a little bit tight. He will... I think he'll get away from this one.
He's got a Yules coming out from Bone 7.
Yeah, nope. Bone 7's in position, comes down, puts up the slow. ROTK.
Again, Eternal Envy here up. Now he's going to get this. I mean, the only thing I saw during that fight was the Echo Slam from Lanham, but now that I can see this clearly, nice Naga here doing her work. That's a lot of illusions on mid lane. I mean...
Yeah. Goes in, putting damage on the tower, got the top melee racks. Meanwhile...
They all popped their BKBs in the Roche pit? I feel like that's what happened.
Yeah.
I couldn't see. I saw glowing, 2 glowing heroes for 30 seconds. Oh,
YJ comes in, pops his BKB, catches Bone 7, who immediately puts up the TPs, but not going anywhere. Big Daddy No Tail caught by the Fisher. He's in some trouble too. They get the double. Meanwhile, the Eternal Envy is going to have his illusions push down that mid tower, as well as the bottom tower taken out by the 4-man push. So they lose 2, but they walk away with the melee racks and 2 tier 3 towers, as well as get the Aegis out from what I thought was going to be a really nice play by Ehome. They came in and got the Aegis steal, but it just wasn't enough.
Yeah. Was it, like I was saying, their BKBs were already down. You really can't fight into their lineup when the BKBs are down. Pugna Ward is just way too strong, and Leshrac just gets blown up immediately. So once these BKBs are getting dwindling down, there's still like 8 seconds though on CTY, as well as 8 on to YJ here. So they're not looking too bad on the BKB duration as of yet.
All right, after that exchange, Goldie jumps to 12,000 for C9. XP is in actually Ehome's side of the map right now, but the net worth on the Naga, that's the scary thing, and she's at 27k. She has the open slot. What's she going to put in there right now?
Well, the answer is going to be probably flying. I would say a heart, dude. I think a heart's way better this game than a butterfly. I'm just going to guess.
Spitballing.
Guessing. Hope I guessed right. I guessed wrong. Freaking Scotty. I brought it up earlier. Scotty is, I mean, it's a great item to have. Sure, you won't have the heal, but overall, it gives you about the same amount of stats as the heart does, and it's overall better just to have for the attack slow, and yeah.
All right, so that Naga ready to go. He's got all 6 slots filled up. He's got the Eye of Scotty. And hopefully we see a push, as Roche won't be up for a while. We do see everyone from Ehome sticking together in a nice tight cluster as they work as a group to defend these pushes. Ehome really, really fighting this one to the bitter end.
Yeah.
All right, so the push is on. We're going to see Ehome fall back into their base and get ready to defend the high ground. Envy out in front makes so many mirror images, so many copies, such trouble to deal with. Though they do have the difficulty of pushing into the Ember Spirit Battle Fury. He's doing a good job. He's got the Chrysalis up, by the way, so Daedalus should be next on the docket as they do everything they can to keep the Cloud9 out of their base.
I do, to go back on this a little bit more, I do think Naga, well, they're going to go back on and Lanham's initiating.
Here they go. Lanham initiates, comes in, Yule's Scepter up, but Naga is going to pull her Siren Song. 3 stuck inside of it. BKB is popped by YJ, and now they're going to move in. They catch Bane. Bane goes ahead and puts up Nightmare himself. He's going to drop down to get a good kill on Misery. Gemma True Sight hits the floor. Lanham jumps in on Fata. Fata is alone. Doesn't have a lot of help. Trying to run. Big Daddy does get up the link, and he will be escorted out. Bone
They're
7
just
comes
taking
to
the
help
racks,
as well.
though. Bottom and top. There's Envy. He's just like, hey, team, go do my job for me.
Makes space, Envy says, goes in, gets the bottom, nicely done. Fata gonna follow in, DDC dropping low, Lanham drops low, Envy continues to make the push happen with those mirror images. We get a buyback from the Ancient Apparition, TP straight in.
Song's up already.
Envy's gonna be waiting for him. Songs as they land.
Easy tower, Rax bottom lane. Look at
Yeah,
this is
Rex
disgusting.
goes down as everyone's frozen in place. Envy starts to back away. Lanham dropping low to the Radiances. Will survive, but just barely. And C9 will withdraw from this fight, having taken just about everything that Ehome had left. They've got a cute little melee rack standing, and that's it.
Yeah, Lanham, I think he whiffed the Echo. The only thing they really have to do is... Oh, it's so hard playing against a Naga when you're Nurse Shaker. Sure, the images will never be clumped up. At best, you'll probably get a 2-man Echo in these games, but not hitting it on anyone, and then just Envy making the right call, just TPing in bottom lane while his team just does work.
Works the rat, annihilates them, and all it cost him was the Jakiro in the end. So, beautifully played. C9 doing exactly what they meant to do here. This bone draft really, I think, working out for them.
Yeah, the game's pretty much over for all extents and purposes of this. There's no way back. If Ehome win it, okay. I'll be positive. They have hope. They have hope.
There's always hope.
Rapier on Ember Spirit, and they do a 3-hour game. And I don't even know what Leshrac can get at this point. I mean, he kind of needs... they need to have like 2 sheep. Okay, what's happening?
They smoke, they chase. Lanham dropping low. They're going to get caught. Just lots of mirror images doing a ton of damage to the Radiance. In goes Big Daddy No Tail, taking a lot of damage. Fights all around. Lanham still somehow surviving that BKB, paying off dividends. He blinks away. Lanham in again, gets an Echo Slam. They drop the Jakiro. They drop the Pugna. They did ultimately lose the Earthshaker and the Shadow Shaman, but Eternal Envy will ultimately use his Siren Song and TP to safety. So they go with the 2 for 2, and the rack still stands.
Yep,
that was quite the fight. That was quite the fight.
Sucks when Naga can just he might have got the great initiation, but it sucks when you can just do Naga things like, hey, let me just sleep you. You tired, boys?
Eternal Envy and CTY. Eternal Envy was alone and
He's
was willing to go in on it.
right now.
Yeah, 1v2ing, goes in, lots of damage, puts up the slows, and the fight is on as Misery comes in. YJ's got nowhere to go. He is just going to get eradicated. CTY comes out, wants to go after Misery. Eternal Envy not going to bother. Okay, they ping him out, say, come on, help me, man. And now CTY gets hit with the net.
Guys.
He goes down. Big Daddy finishes that job, and the GG comes out from Ehome. C9 wins their 2nd game of the night in a strong fashion. Gold lead over almost 20,000 by the end of it. And that will bring us to the end of our 3rd game in this 6-game series. What a night, what a game that was.
I would say just the Pugna early game was terrific. They had a lot of great early rotations too. Bane getting a solo kill, or not a solo kill, the rotation onto the mid, getting the double kill with Fada. That secured kind of the mid lane a little bit, helping out against a Leshrac. It's not that easy when you're playing against the hero too, so sometimes having those rotations help. Naga, Envy got absolute free farm top lane. They didn't shut him down at all. And then once the mid game happened, Ehome really need to step up their game, but just the Pugna ward, the Bane sleeps. I mean, they had just too much team fight presence. They just kept on trying to pick off Envy, but then the rest of Cloud9 actually picked off Ehome. So really well played from Cloud9, making enough space for Envy.
Definitely. So, guys, stick around. There's a lot more Dota come tonight. I hope you enjoyed the cast. My name's Toffees. You can follow me at Toffees_Dota2, and I'm joined here by Ryu Uberus. Where can they find you, sir?
Find me over on Twitter at RyuBorsDota if you like my casting. And yeah, I liked your casting, Toffee, so I'll follow you.
Well, hey, if you guys
unfollow you and then follow.
If you guys liked it or hated it, let me know. Twitter's a great feedback, or you can always email me 5MidasGaming. That's the number 5 at gmail.com with your feedback. I'm always excited to hear it, good or bad. It always helps me get better. That said, that is my last game for the night. I'm going to be turning it over to Rust Stuffs.
Hey, get out of here.
Rust is going to be taking over for the camera and play-by-play, but Ryu will be sticking around. So we'll play some music, guys, as we get this next one up and running. Thanks for hanging out tonight. I hope that you enjoy the rest of the evening. And as always, Toffees out.
Yeah. Good night, Toffees. See you soon, chat.